As of last night, we had 947 prisoners in custody. At that stage, we are probably about 60 overcrowded in terms of our numbers, but we have 6 people as of last night that were sleeping on mattresses on the floor. This is an issue of overcrowding that we have within the prison, and we just have to manage that. Again, as I said, we don't have any control over who comes into the prison. The courts send us people and the guards send in people, and if they come with a valid warrant, we have to accept them in. The cell that we're in today had the 1 bed in it. But typically there would be bunk beds in the cells. That would be the standard. The design of the prison is an old design. They call it panopticon. So effectively the manager or the chief officer in charge of the prison can stand here in the circle and can see the 4 wings of the prison at one go. So we have quite easily Alpha, Bravo, Charlie and Delta wings here in the prison. And we have 2 of the wings are sex offenders and 2 of the wings are non-sex offenders here in this prison. Any of the workshops that we have in the school, we divide it up so that everybody gets an equal opportunity to go to the school or go to the workshops. So then we have to transit those prisoners through this area or through to the workshop. So it's all very carefully coordinated. The support that the family give to the people in custody here is huge and is massively beneficial in maintaining their focus on getting released and maintaining their focus on avoiding drugs and maintaining their focus on avoiding criminality. Those things they're hugely influential, and we try and maintain that as much as possible. The people in custody, their visitors will come up to the prison. So the process is that they come up and they will register in our waiting room outside the prison. So they will identify themselves and then they will go through the screening process to screen out any contraband, as we call it. And then they go into the visit itself. There can be a closed visit or a screened visit, and there can be an open visit. Those visits then take half an hour. The major impact we've had in the last 5 years was COVID. So that impacted hugely on the visits. But the prison service was able to adapt in terms of video link visits at the time. And we allowed the families then to make calls, or we make calls out to the families, video calls.
But my wife has an underlying condition, so when COVID happened and even after COVID was downgraded, if you like, I didn't want my wife travelling and putting herself at risk, you know, meet somebody on the bus or a train and end up in hospital. So video visits were a good solution for me. For my wife to come here for a visit at 2 o'clock involves leaving Dublin at 9:30 in the morning and not getting home till 7 o'clock at night. So you have to balance the effort put in and the reward. So you're going to spend hours and hours and hours for a half an hour or an hour visit, like, or you can stay at home and have a video call. You know, and in my situation, the video call makes sense. But we all miss the physical contact, but it's a good second.
It's not about locking people up and forgetting about them. They are, at some point in life, going to go back into the community. When we're getting people involved in prisons, we're involving them in schools, we're involving them in workshops, we're involving them in training, we're involving them in giving them the skills so when they go back out into the community, they can be productive members of society, that they can contribute to the community and become part of the community.
We do podcasts here. We do a soccer podcast every week, a GAA podcast now. The GAA is back. We did the Rugby World Cup, so we do a fair bit of work. I also study here, so I do a university degree here with Open University. You have to be mentally resilient here. There are plenty of things here to do if you're willing to get up and do them.
Obviously more staff would be preferable. I mean, if we're short-staffed in the prison, the services that we give to the prisoners can be impacted. You know, for example, if we're sending staff out to court, to service the courts and send prisoners out there, that can impact the services. So those things are there, but I don't think at the moment that we are understaffed. We could always do with more staff, of course, as an organisation, but that'd be great. But the reality is we have to work with what we have.